Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Business Today Television. Quarterly earnings season is upon us, and the first of the block in the non-banking wealth solution space is sector powerhouse Anand Rathi Wealth Limited. The numbers are fantastic. First quarter earnings, which is profit after tax, have surged 25% quarter on quarter to 53 crore rupees, and at the same time first quarter sales are up 21% quarter on quarter at about 178 crore rupees. Remember, Anand Rathi Wealth Solutions is amongst the top 3 non-banking fund distributors. They have a huge broking operation. They offer insurance, and of course, the main breadwinner of the entire company is private wealth management. Anand Rathi Wealth Limited manages wealth for about 7,000 Indian families across the length and breadth of country, and that's the reason behind this stellar performance. I'll give you another number. The asset under management is up 11% quarter on quarter at 43,413 rupees. The stock, of course, going ballistic, record high above 1,000 rupees. Remember, till about 30 months ago, Anand Rathi Wealth Limited had come up with an IPO of 660 crore rupees, priced at 550 rupees per share, and the stock has doubled in about 30 months. Joining us today is Mr. Anand Rathi, a very well-known name on Dalal Street. He's the founder and chairman of Anand Rathi Wealth Limited, and giving him company is Rakesh Rawal. Mr. Rawal is the chief executive officer for Anand Rathi Wealth, and both gentlemen will now discuss the fantastic quarterly earnings that have been seen in front of you. Mr. Rathi, welcome to Business Today Television. It's a pleasure to host you here and to learn from your experience, sir. Please tell us what was the reason behind this stellar 25% quarter on quarter and 34% jump in profit after tax at 53 crore rupees, sir.
Yes, I think, we are very happy to share the good results, which has come about obviously due to extremely hard work done and an excellent team which we have got, led by Rakesh Rawal, who's here. He's been there for 16 years now. So actually he has created the entire philosophy for the wealth management. I think, the reasons, primary reasons for this is that we keep on adding more clients. We keep on adding more AUM. As you said, the driver of business in wealth management is the AUM. And now we have AUM of 43,000 crores plus, which is 32% higher than the last year, same quarter. So I think, also we are getting more clients. We add about 400 clients every quarter. Also, we get new inflows of about 1,200 crores. So all these, result into the key reason for all this is customer satisfaction. I think people will put in more money when they are satisfied with their performance, and that has been the our hallmark. Our performance has been comparatively very good in the wealth management.
Mr. Rathi, let's delve a little deeper into the numbers. Obviously, the markets are at a record high, and that is also one reason why more and more families, especially wealthy families, are putting in money into companies such as yours for them to be managed professionally. Give us a flavor. Where is this new wealth coming in? Are tier 2, tier 3 cities clients there putting in more wealth? Or is it top heavy? Those existing customers with you for the last 20, 30 years are putting more faith and more moolah with you to manage. Where is this numbers coming from?
Both. Obviously, the people who are already with us, they are adding their more money. We are increasing the wallet share of those customers. But more and more customers are coming from tier 2 and tier 3 cities. While we have offices in about 15 places, 16 places now, but we are adding even the smaller cities now, because I think it's well created in almost every part of the country. And therefore, we see a lot of now HNIs. In our segment market, we have a market segment. We try to target people with 5 crores to 50 crore investable surplus with them. And we find now, people from a small place like Aurangabad or Nasik, or of course Pune is a larger place. We have a very large team there. So I think, as you rightly said, The wealth is coming from all over the country and tremendous scope. Right? I think what we are seeing is only the small part of the thing. Today the
Yes.
number of HNIs would be at least 100 times than what our customers are. So the scope of getting new money into wealth management is quite great.
Okay, so it's a blue sky territory for Anand Rathi Wealth. Mr. Rathi, we'll get Mr. Rawal into the conversation to try and find out, the flavor of wealth management. Rakesh ji, tell us what are clients looking at when they come to you with, say, a 50 crore rupee portfolio. What do they want? Are these people looking at safety? Do they want excessive return? We've seen a fantastic rally happening on Indian stocks over the last 1 year or so. How do you manage their expectations?
See, you can manage an expectation if you focus them to one expectation,
Okay.
right? So if I have to manage 8,000 expectations, then it's an uphill task. But if I veer them onto an expectation that they are happy with, then managing that expectation becomes that much simpler. So therefore, if you start the whole process with saying, hey, if you have a 12 to 14% return over a period of time, does that satisfy you? Right? And veer them to that 12 to 14, then the strategy is to get 12 to 14. And if you deliver 12 to 14, then he's happy. Right? So I think expectation management is about fixing the expectation, then the strategy. If I don't fix the expectation, then I'll be all over the place. I'll have people coming in, people going out. Now our attrition of our clients is less than 1%. Attrition of our RMs also is less than 1%. Therefore, if I take 1 foot forward, I'm not taking 2 feet backwards. And that's the one of the core reasons for the growth is that I am holding on to the assets and adding more, both from the market
Okay.
perspective as well as new assets.
Okay. Mr. Rawal, let me just take this conversation a little forward. Uh, let's look 1 year from now on. You already
Sure.
have a presence in about 16 cities and you started with 11 at the point of an IPO. Where do you see Anand Rathi Wealth in terms of geographic reach and in terms of assets under management? You are at about 43,000 crores now. Give us a roadmap of where you are headed 1 year down the line.
Well, I think that a couple of more cities we may be able to add in the next 1 year or so, and our guidance for the assets under management stands at 47,000 crores. Now, of course, at this point in time, we've done very well. However, we have a conservative approach to giving guidance, and I think that if we by the second quarter, after the end of the second quarter, depending on where we've reached, and if it is prudent to give a revised guidance, we shall. But I think our policy in giving guidance is be prudent, create expectations, as is the case with clients, that more often you can meet rather than create disappointments.
So let me just get it right, Mr. Rawal. 47,000 crores AUM is an estimate for the end of second quarter or the end of
So
financial year
end of
24?
March,
End
end
of March.
financial year.
Okay, okay. Let's get back to Mr. Rathi. Anandji, you've been a pioneer in the whole setup over the last 40 years. You started with the life in corporate India and then moved into broking. Tell us any new products that you have in mind as far as wealth management is concerned. At this moment, we have a crisis of plenty. I'm sure people come with the open checkbooks to you and say, आप इसमें पैसा भर लीजिए और हमें एक अच्छा रिटर्न दीजिए. Are there any new products that you have in mind for this kind of a market?
See, what a good question you have raised. First of all, I want to tell you that our business is not product selling. That's the very a differentiator between us and other wealth managers. we have done a very uncomplicated, we call it, as you see it here, it is the private wealth uncomplicated. And what it means is that with the experience we have gained over the years, we find that changing products is of not consequence. As Rakesh said, that we want to, where we expectation fixed at let's say 12 to 14%, and with different portfolios for different returns. And that asset allocation is very easy. So we only invest in mutual funds and equity mutual fund, debt mutual fund, and structured products. Only three products, which is also the ratio is fixed for different portfolios. And why we have done it? Because we find that in order to give a reasonable return, we should also, one thing is to bring down the risk. And that is what we have done in a mathematical model. We have a mathematical model of, presenting our portfolios where the risk is very low, technically, So, and that's why the customers are happy. So we go with exotic products every now and then. Oh, do this, do that, because that is where I think the things can be very different. And that's we learned with experience. Earlier, we sold some of such products, and we found that some product not doing well, the customer will be unhappy. Now we have
Wonderful.
such a good, driven strategy that over a period, in any 5 years, everybody has got the type of return which we have,
Promised.
for them.
Wonderful. Mr. Rawal, I want to bring you here in this conversation. I want to understand India is young, and we've seen immense amount of wealth being created in the generation which is somewhere between 28 and 40, and they don't want to manage the task of managing their wealth on their own, and they look at service providers such as Anand Rathi Private Wealth. Tell us, how is new money thinking versus old money? You manage wealth for families who have been rich for 10 generations, and you manage wealth for entrepreneurs who've just turned wealthy. What is the disconnect, and how are they different?
Well, I think that the people who've been rich for a while, their skew towards safety is on the higher side as compared to people who are, becoming rich as we go along. The second thing is that people who've been rich for a while have got stronger habits of investing. So, for example, they've invested in real estate and they've invested in fixed deposits. And those are difficult to break as compared to newer people where those habits don't exist, right? And therefore, to the efforts required to align a balance sheet to a 12 to 14% kind of target return are much higher with an older person as compared to a younger person. Because the younger person's propensity to math is far greater, and he has to overcome less inhibitions of the past.
Wonderful.
However, we don't create a distinction between the two. For us, a customer is a customer. And if he's come to us, we have to navigate till we reach the end point of his entire assets, position to 12 to 14% return, as well as the auxiliary services of creating wills and so on and so forth, so that the movement to the next generation is well ordered and doesn't create, all kinds of, shall we say, wealth dissipating activities between families. So it's not just that you create the wealth, but you also try and see that it moves to where it's supposed to move in a well-ordered manner.
Wonderful, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on Business Today Television. We have Mr. Anand Rathi, founder and chairman of Anand Rathi Wealth Limited, and Mr. Rakesh Rawal, who's the CEO of this wonderful organization. Profit, I'll just repeat the numbers. First quarter profit is up 25% quarter on quarter at 53 crore rupees, and sales shot up 21% at 178 crore rupees. The stock is rejoicing this wonderful play that has happened, and the company's highlighted that The assets under management would be somewhere like 47,000 crore rupees by the end of March 2024 compared with 43,413 crores. Thank you for joining us. Have a nice evening.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.